out of bituminous coal, I bet. Yep, so we will go ahead and just get rid of that now that we've made all the coke we can. Let me go on Do Not Disturb on Skype. Thank you for reminding me, Lauren. Oops, didn't mean to open that there. Wait, I wanna get this off to the side. Bam. You heard it because I hadn't gone on Do Not Disturb yet, and now you've reminded me to go on Do Not Disturb. You were helpful. You were useful. Alright, let's see. A masterpiece steel helmet. This guy got good real fast. How good is he actually? Let's read the dwarves. Let's go to labor's full. Let's see weaponsmithing and armoring. He's only what, skilled, and he's already making masterpieces. I guess it's random. The hacker. I can play Doom and Quake and lots of cool stuff. How did wait, but like what kind of hack lets you play Doom and Quake on a 3DS? What? What? Please explain. Reported. Oops, wait, we don't want this. We'll just go a ways off this way and then start doing this as... I've made this in such a way that I can't possibly make it symmetrical. That sucks. So let's just do it like this. Bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Wow, I actually made it the perfect length without counting it or anything. I just kind of did it. Go me. Oops. Okay. It's a hack that allows to run external software. Cool people already made ports of Doom and Quake. And emulators. Totally legal. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. I would not expect those games to be able to run on the 3DS. Because like as cool as that system is, it's not exactly got the biggest CPU sitting in there. Alright. Also, let me do this. Okay, yeah. Now, what have we else to take care of? I think, so our military, they're kind of just training themselves for now, and that's fine. That's good, that's what we want. Have I set this up as a barracks yet? If anyone, actually, wait, what did we set this up as? We set this up as the barracks for the Tapered Mountains. Told them to sleep here. But I have more beds. That'll be fine. Teach you how to play this game? Okay, so step 1 on how to play this game, Lauren, is lose. And then once you've lost, then you lose again. That's about the game. That's pretty much the whole game. No, but actually, the way I'm running it is through the lazy noob pack, which is you'll have to search the Paradexis Errant starter pack, and that's how you get this. It's not actually technically called the lazy noob pack anymore. It just keeps that name there because it's known from back in the day. Then you get this little starter, and this starter comes with all the hacks that you need all installed that make it easy to play. It comes with all these different utilities that you can use. So this is Dwarf Therapist that lets you actually manage your dwarves properly. It comes with the music that you're hearing is actually just from SoundSense. There's no sounds, or I have the sounds in the game turned off. I don't know what they're like even, but it's very, very simple stuff is what's in the actual game. Yeah, so I have sound turned off. But then it also, the biggest thing it does is it comes with graphics packs. And all of these just look, and well, there are people who like the ASCII. I can't rag on the ASCII, but I really like Space Fox. That's how you're seeing it look right now, and that's why it doesn't just look like a bunch of text on the screen. Now, once you do that, once you actually have the game running, I'd say getting the game running is honestly the hardest part. After that, it gets a lot easier. So yeah, once you have the game running, pretty much everything you need to know is over here. And you can just kind of press buttons until you find things that you need. So like, say you want to dig into the earth. Well, this one's actually the least intuitive of them all. Arcor, I do know how you feel about the ASCII. But D for designations is actually what you need to interact with the world in general. You designate the world to be interacted with. And then you press D again to mine. And then you can just click, and bam, it's going to mine this out. And if you look now, like this is now designated for mining. Press D and press X, and X is to remove designation. And bam, you can say you don't want this to be mined. And that's the basics of the whole game. Everything else can just be done by pressing different buttons and finding the things you need. So B to build, B for bed, and bam, I can try to build a bed somewhere. Easy peasy. B, D, build a door somewhere. B, H to build a hatch. Other than that, you've got, within the build menu, you've got workshops. So, you have your leatherworks, your a quern is a kind of mill. You have a loom and clothier's shop. You have like carpenters, you have masons, you have all sorts of different stuff you can make. Then, once you actually have a workshop built, you come over to the workshop and add a task in it. And each workshop can do bunches of different things. So make like an armor stand, or make a throne, or make a door to then build somewhere else, or make a millstone. You come down here, and instead of a mason's workshop, you can get a crafts dwarf workshop, who can make things not only out of rock, like a mason, but also out of wood, bone, and shell, or can engrave memorial slabs for your cemeteries and tombs, or make different crafts of different kinds. So my crafts dwarf specifically actually just toils away making rock crafts and bone bolts. Bone bolts so that my archers have cheap things to shoot, and rock crafts so we have things to trade the dwarves who come visit in autumn. Because you get caravans of dwarves from the home front coming to visit every single autumn. Now, the last thing you actually need to know is the first thing you need to know, and I forgot to tell you at the beginning, and it's how you actually start playing the game once you have it all downloaded, and that is you actually create a world. You generate a world in the so easy. Every time you start up a game, you generate a world for it to exist in. And this world specifically, this game that we're in here, exists in the ageless dimensions, which I generated to be here. You actually like this part a lot, Lauren. This is going to be probably your favorite thing about the game so far. So it randomly generates the world. It then randomly plops civilizations down into it. And then you get to pick one of these civilizations to be a part of. So our fortress here, is actually part of one of the greatest civilizations I've ever found. It's part of the Considerate Dyke. The Considerate Dyke is the name of the civilization that we have come from. And the Considerate Dyke is, you can see this here, civilization of dwarves in this mountain range. And I mean, they're just fantastic. I mean, look at them. How can you not love a civilization called the Considerate Dyke? So you generate your world. It gives you either easy options where you just start it and it just does it, or you go for the more complicated, pick how you want it to be exactly options. And that's what I did for this world actually, because I wanted there to be some more volcanoes and some extra oceans. As you can see here, this is actually a brown watered ocean. I don't know why it does that, but I wanted to make it so that there's an ocean that covers this whole side and seas internally. How much code behind this game? Probably lots. The guy's been working on it for over 10 years, so too much code would be my idea there. But yeah, the big thing I set up on this map was actually to have more volcanoes, and you can see these little red things are volcanoes. So I have one there, one there, one there, one there, and volcanoes are just cool. And we actually, right down here, this is our volcano that we have settled on. We are right here in this little spot, and then actually the way it works out is if we were to then zoom, this spot is a what it's like. Oh, let's think about how big these things are. I think it's a 16 by 16, and we are just one 4 by 4 square within this 16 by 16. And that tiny 4 by 4 within this 16 by 16 within this whole world is here. Let me zoom out. Is this thing that we've got here? This here is a 4 by 4 within that 16 by 16 within the entire 217 by 217. And the game, whenever you have it unpaused, actually simulates what's going on in the whole world the whole time you're playing. Like, it goes ahead and you can actually then load up. I could load up, if we go in here and go to the little console window that I have right, nope, not there. I can go to the console right here and go open hyphen legends. We can actually take a look. We can actually take a look at just what has happened so far this year. So let's look up. So we're in the late winter of 351. I had it generate for 350 years before I got started. And so far in just winter of 351, it has this war has begun. This battle occurred in that war. This battle within that war occurred, and this battle within that war occurred. So this is some war somewhere else on the map that we could try to look up and figure out who's fighting in it. And it not only simulated that war started, but it simulates how many people of each civilization died in the war, where the battles take place, whether or not different fortresses change hands, whether or not like the king might die, and if the king dies, a new king has to be elected, and it keeps track of all of that for the entire massive world, the entire time you're playing. And that's the amount of code this game has. It has enough code to actually take care of all of that, which is just a little bit absurd if you really start to think about it. Oh, let's go ahead and get back zoomed into the default zoom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think this is where I had it. Yeah, that looks right. Actually, I want to zoom out by 1. Okay, I think that's right. But yeah, the crazed conflict. So yeah, that's the game. Other than that, just play it however you want to play it. There is no like how to play the game beyond just the basics of how to not let your dwarves immediately die. You can just go in trying to build the biggest fortress ever. You can go in trying to, kill everything in your domain. You can go in with a specific quest in mind. You can go in saying, okay, I want to build a fortress that is only above ground, which is actually one of the harder things to do because you can't dig in to the mountains to make your halls. And how do you win? You actually you don't win. You win by losing and finding the best way to lose. I will spoil one thing for you. There is a way to dig all the way down to hell. And in my previous really big fortress, I actually accidentally did that. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just digging down. I found some valuable stuff deep underground. I dug past some lava. I was like, nice, this is going well. And suddenly it opened up a channel through to hell, and over 100 hell beasts poured out and murdered my 70 dwarves in less than 15 seconds. I went from having a fortress of 70 dwarves, bigger than this one is right now, to having a fortress of corpses in before I could even react to what was happening. It was insane. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to build a better military this time than I had last time, so that I don't lose all my dwarves immediately. Oh yeah, another thing that I hadn't actually gotten to tell you about yet, and because I'm paranoid and I have done a little bit of stuff, I am going to go ahead and while I talk about this, just save the game, which quits out, and then I'll get back in, because I don't want it to crash on me again. But you also, each of your dwarves have different skills, and those skills can be, increased by different things that they do. For example, if you have a carpenter, and then you have him make you a lot of wooden objects, well, his carpentry will get better, and then those wooden objects will be more valuable. If you have a mason, the stone things he makes will get more valuable. And as they get better, you get more valuable objects, and the value of your fortress overall goes up.